Close your eyes.
Center for Disease Control and Prevention says that depression is characterized by a depressed or sad mood, diminished interest in activities which used to be pleasurable, weight gain or loss, psychomotor agitation or retardation, fatigue, inappropriate guilt, difficulties concentrating, as well as recurrent thoughts of death. That's basically just saying that depression is in fact a real mental disorder, and a very serious one at that. Today I'm going to help you have a better understanding of depression. Because by knowing about depression and knowing what it is could help you or a loved one figure out how to handle it if you were to ever have it. Today I'll explain depression from where it started to now. We'll discuss the origin, what causes depression, and how it can be treated. Now let's go to where depression was discovered, in ancient Greece. Depression started in ancient Greece back in the medieval times. It was called melancholia back then. Here are 3 things you should know about how it all got started. In ancient Greece, they thought disease was due to chemical imbalance in either of the 4 basic bodily fluids, or the humors as they are called. Personality types were thought to be a more dominant humor in a certain person. The meaning of the name is broken down into 2 parts, meals, which is black, and chole, which is bile. Melancholia was a distinct disease with certain mental and physical symptoms. People started to figure out depression in the 17th century. They watched how different people's personalities would change, and they would study that person's different humors. My second point is to help you understand what depression actually is. Depression isn't something to take lightly. It is actually very serious and can not only hurt you, but also the people you surround yourself with. When you surround yourself with good people, you think that may help. But the truth is, it's only a matter of time before they leave. Because at that moment, you don't know that you're depressed. You just feel more sad and don't want to do the same things that you used to. Depression can be defined as a condition of general emotion, dejection, and withdrawal, sadness greater and more prolonged than that warranted by any objective reason. In the definition, it clearly states that depression is indeed a condition. Yes, it is a sadness, but it's an extreme sadness that affects everything you do. Depression is a disease that impacts approximately 5% of people globally. For over 30 years, scientists believe that the monoamines, mood-related chemicals such as serotonin and dopamine, are low in the brain during major depressive episodes. This is usually referred to as a chemical imbalance. Now that you know where it started and what it is, now it's time to tell you about, if you were to have it, what you could do to help yourself and or a loved one. Depression is characterized by a depressed or sad mood, diminished interest in activities which used to be pleasurable, weight gain or loss, psychomotor agitation or retardation, fatigue, inappropriate guilt, difficulties concentrating, as well as recurrent thoughts of death. If you experience any of these 5 characteristics for at least 2 weeks, you may want to start talking to someone. First thing you should do is talk to a doctor. Don't keep depression to yourself, because you do need help even if you don't want to admit it. Hopefully your doctor understands what you're saying and helps you get on either the right medication or a healthy alternative if you don't take medicine. Once you figure that out, you need to make sure you regulate your pills or the healthy alternative your doctor gave you, so that way it just becomes a habit. You can tell whoever you want. If they don't accept you after you tell them that you are a depressed person trying to get better, then you obviously need to leave them where they stand. You need to understand that though you have depression, it is not your fault. It is a chemical imbalance in your brain. Knowing that nothing is wrong with you as a person, it may be hard at first, but then it just becomes routine to deal with. Scientists are still trying to figure out and understand if the monoamines are too low or are too high. So now that our discussion is complete, I've shown you how depression was figured out. I discussed what it actually is and how you can treat depression. Now hopefully you'll understand that depression isn't just sadness. It's a serious medical condition that you do need to get help for to make sure you have a positive and happy life. Thank you.